Hello, Bios. We're making the flower coaster. We're on layer 2. It's a double crochet up, 3 stitches up, double crochet, and then 2 single chains in between. So now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, then you go into the top stitch, pull through, chain, through, over, under, through 2, through 2. And you're going to do it twice. Then chain 2, and you repeat it all the way around, and make sure you tuck in your tail while you're going. Thank you. How's your day going? And we're going to speed this up so we can get through the first layer. Oh, and if you're using a thin yarn, you have to loosen your tension. So what's your plans for today? So you'll notice you're starting to get a flower pattern around the edges. This is row 3, next is row 4, and then row 5 is the petals. After we're done making this coaster, I'll teach you guys how to read the crochet book, which is really easy. It's just like reading a text message. I'm gonna make sure I go through that first chain. This one's a tricky spot. Oops. One, two. Now, if you accidentally pull through your tail, just pull it back out. If you snag one of these, just stretch it back so that it goes back to its position. A year. I just started last Christmas in November because I wanted to make my family scarves for Christmas. I've been trying to learn since I was 14, but I'm left-handed. No one could teach someone who's left-handed because I crochet backwards. So my patterns come out backwards too, and they still look pretty. I found someone online on YouTube who taught me how to crochet because she can do left and right-handed crochets. Now if you're making this, I recommend you use multicolor so that you could see your different layers, because when you first begin, the layers can get all mumble jumbled together and look the same, and you could get confused when you're crocheting. So when you first start everything, try and do multicolors. Kind of like my granny squares. There we go. Okay, so this is granny square. Each layer has a different color. If you do one like this camo, it's all one color. It can be really hard to tell which layer you're at. Yeah, that should be fine. It could be. I probably should make some beginner crochet ones, like some scarves is the best place to start. This coaster is quite complex for a beginner. But I'm making them to sell on eBay and for family, so I figured I would stream it while making them. And there's a lot of flower coaster patterns out, but not a lot with different yarns. This is an acrylic 3 light, so it's almost like a lace instead of using cotton for medium, because I make things out of what I have. So you can call it scrap crocheting. Okay, now we're gonna go finish our whole circle. We're going to go 1, so each one of these, if my camera will focus on it. I can't get to focus, but you can see there is a, come on camera. Alright, okay, there we go. So you can see that there is a chain looking thing. Each one of these openings is a chain, and you go into the top of that chain. So we're going to count from here. This is the bottom of my chain. 1, 2, 3. Go right into the top of it. And then you do a slip knot. And you can either crochet in your tail. I like to put a knot into them because I notice a lot of people like to wash them. And it also just prevents it from coming out later. So I'm going to pull this nice and tight. And add an extra knot for security. This gap here is normal. It will be filled in later with a double crochet. Alright, looks like we have time for the next layer. Which color? Pink or blue? Nope, we got a yarn ball mess. Pick on. So the knot helps keep it together when you add the knot at the very end. Okay, so we're going to do a slip knot to easiest way to learn is over your fingers, through. Let me do that again. Go over, tuck it under your fingers. Take out your fingers, pull it up, and just get the size of your crochet hook and pull out your tail. Now we're going to go through the front and flip your tail over the back. This is so that when you do your 3-layer high, it comes out forward. So, oh, my yarn split. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. So now it's forward. Take your tail back here. You're going to pull your tail tight. Now it's not going anywhere. We're going to do a triple crochet into this. 1, 2. You want nice and loose tension. And double 2 chains. 1, 2. And we're just going to do this all the way around in between each double space. So where the chain 2 is at the top is where we're going to go into. So right in, no chaining. 1, 2, chain 2. This is a triple crochet. Then you go back in. Make sure you get your tail too while you're at it. Flip it right over. 1, 2, under, over, over, through 2, through 2. And I have 1, 2, chain 2, so that's just doing this 1, and then 2. That's your chain 2. Oh, our yarn split. So you got your chain 2 and then 2 more double crochets. And right into the next chain 2 spot. Make sure your tension's nice and loose if you're using this thin yarn. So 1, 2. Chain 2, 1, 2, over, up, over, through 2, through 2. Alright, now we're just going to go after it. Your tails. No, you don't want those anymore. This is a size 3.5. The yarn will tell you what size needle is best recommended, and some patterns will tell you what needle to use. If you find an old book, it'll tell you your needle size that you need. Even if your yarn size is wrong, it says to use the correct needle, and it will tell you your tension. So whether it's tight, loose, or medium. This one I recommend as loose tension as possible because it's going to roll. I learned that the looser your tension is, the less it rolls. And then you can reshape it when you're done by putting a weight on it. Or by adding water and laying it out to the shape you desire on a towel. When you have looser tension, it's easy to lose your yarn. You just go back into it. One, two. So tomorrow or later today we'll do the rose petals, and we'll just finish off this section hopefully. If I have time today. If not, then we'll finish it later today. If you missed the tutorial yesterday or the video I made, it will probably be up on YouTube under Angel Baby 357. It has a picture of me, my profile picture, so you don't get me confused with the other Angel Baby 357. I always pull out extra yarn from the yarn ball so I don't have tension. Oh, we lost our loop. And go. I don't like that one. Go back in. One, two. Thank you. We're almost there. Pull out some extra yarn so we don't have any tension. You don't want the weight of the yarn ball adding tension. One, two. Oh, so there's US and UK terms. The triple crochet is called a tremel in the UK. So if you go to watch a YouTube video and you don't understand what they're talking about, just find someone who uses both versions of words or look up what they're saying, because sometimes it's the same thing that you already know. Oh, and I use wooden hooks. Metal is best for beginners because wooden, it does slide off or catch your yarn easier. I use wooden because I'm allergic to metal, so I actually suggest using metal with a dull end to it. But I like the wooden. They do have a longer handle too. Alright everyone, we add our slip knot and we are done. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.